All right, here we go. We're live. We're live. How's everyone doing today? Got a lot of people tuning into the live stream early today, so thank you all for doing that. You guys know that I don't like to waste too much time. I'm just going to wait 1 minute for everyone to tell me that the audio and video is all okay. We've got some really nice price action today. And I want to give a quick shout out to Michael in the comments in the live chat today for being the first one to give this live stream a thumbs up. So as we're coming in, if you already know that you're going to like this live stream, then please go ahead and smash that like button. Just going to wait to see those comments from you. All good? Very good. Everyone hears it fine. Very good. We've already got some questions in the comments, but I'm not going to go through them yet. I'm going to go through my core analysis. We've had some really nice, healthy price action today, followed by very nice price action over the past couple of days. I'm super happy with the performance with Bitcoin. Really like what I'm seeing. To be honest, I shouldn't have titled the video as I did, but it's too late to edit that now. But the title is, you know, this is where it's going next. Should be, this is where it's probably going next. But what I'm seeing here, Peter Dunn, thank you very much for already hitting the likes. What I'm seeing here is quite simple. We ended up establishing some support here. We had a really nice symmetrical triangle. I mean, this was a beautiful symmetrical triangle, but they're not 100% bound to break up. Usually they will in uptrends, but they didn't today. It actually ended up dumping down. And originally we fell below this support level at $45,000. So now you guys are seeing exactly why my previous long position that I had yesterday, why I closed it early. You know, I opened a long position somewhere around over here, and I closed the bulk of it around here and here. And the reason I did that was quite simply, I didn't want to be in this position anymore because I see that, you know, Bitcoin potentially has some potential, yeah, to kind of fall down to $42,000. And since I said that yesterday and I exited my long position, so I removed my money from the market accordingly, I do think right now that we have a situation where we've gone pretty close to it. We've gone to $43,800, and you know, to put this into perspective for us, if this is the bottom, I don't necessarily think that it is, but if it is the bottom, we have quite successfully now tested the previous all-time high range. I think that we can definitely go lower. If we look at the Coinbase chart, this is where I have my beautiful red line over here, which shows us where our previous all-time high was, the one that we set about 4 weeks before yesterday. If we look at this red line, potentially coming back down to test this red line would make a lot of sense. So there's a lot I'm going to be talking to you about in this live stream, and I'm really excited to go through it. I was actually really pumped. I had to turn down drinks and partying with some friends just to get on this live stream, but you know that I enjoy this more than mindless dopamine. And so as we're coming in, please smash up those likes. I'm going to be letting you know where I think Bitcoin is going next, why I think that, explaining this price action, and the kind of trades that I'm looking to take up on this market very soon, because this market is very hot. I've been trading it very actively, just came out of a successful Bitcoin position after I was stopped out for a small loss on Ethereum, after I made a nice 100% profit on Ethereum the trade before that. So I'm on a very nice streak. I'm feeling good, plus 50% profit on Bitcoin. It's going very nice, and I'm going to do my best to explain this all to you in today's live stream. So thank you all for turning up, and let's get straight into it. So we saw this dump, and you know, I think what we saw over here was that Bitcoin was finding some support off this $45,000 level and trading sideways, and it was in this symmetrical triangle, something like this. COVID, bro, no party. COVID doesn't work in Dubai, brother. People are living pretty well here, but you know, we had the symmetrical triangle. We ended up breaking down, and there's usually something like a 33% odd chance of breaking down of patterns like this. So we did what was less likely, but still entirely possible. You know, it makes sense because we topped out close to $50,000. I mentioned that if we do get close to 50,000, we'll probably find some resistance a couple $1,000s below. I was very vocal about that, and actually I said 48 would make a lot of sense if we saw a rejection there, and we have. And now if we measure this from the high down to the low we set today, we have dropped by 9%. So 9% is not a lot, but I think that it definitely, you know, it's still important. It's still a retracement. You know, we've still dropped down by you know, 9% in the space of just a day and a half. So I think there's definitely something going on here. And since then, we have now started to make a small recovery. We bounced off this level, which was the previous all-time high zone, and that makes a lot of sense. However, since then, we started to make a small recovery. And if we actually zoom into something like the 15-minute time frame, we can see that this, to me, it really does look like, you know, we entered a short-term downtrend over here. And since then, we've been forming, you know, rising wedge patterns that look a little bit like this. We formed small ones like this, a couple small rising wedge patterns, and we formed big ones like this. Small ones, slightly larger ones, and a bigger one. This is what I'm seeing right now with the chart. This is the classic pattern that you see of the staircase pattern. Markets trending down, staircase upwards, trend down, step upwards, trends down. And this is, oh wow. All right, these live streams where I am right now, they're not going to work. I'm going to have to move off this really soon because this connection's already crapping out on me. But please let me know in the comments if everything is healthy and fine. But right here, this is super conventional, super normal. You know, we would have, and let me remove all these lines because it looks really weird right now. But you know, we would have this kind of, you know, trending down. We would form that step up, then we would trend down again, form the step up, trend down again. And the reason I'm pointing this out to you is that we get big ones, right? We get ones that look like this, and this, and this, but we do also get smaller ones, right? We also get smaller ones like right here, a smaller one right over here. You just need to know how to look for them. But the reason I'm saying that I think we're in a short-term downtrend is we have now dropped by 9%. We did top out at $50,000, $48,000, which is a key psychological resistance area. Everyone would want to sell at $50,000, but they want to sell a little bit lower because they anticipate that the guy before would end up selling their Bitcoins as well. And so people actually end up, you know, liquidating their Bitcoins a little bit earlier. And then we end up dipping down a little bit. So it makes a lot of sense. And seeing that we're coming back up to this area now, which acted as resistance before, sorry, support before, resistance before, and support as recently as today, if we did end up finding resistance here, I wouldn't be too surprised. And we ended up dumping lower. I think this would make a lot of sense. I think it would be very healthy. I think it would be very good for the market. However, right now we are hovering at this level. So actually this is an indication we could continue on higher. If we don't, then I would expect to drop down to the $41,000, $42,000 level. If we do end up pumping up, then I would expect to find resistance at this area. If I show you the VPVR indicator now, which is a beautiful, very easy way to visualize where resistance is, we can see two very big spikes. One spike over here and one spike over here. And it's this spike that I think will act as resistance. If I draw a box right where this spike is and show you how beautifully this lines up with so much sideways trading, there is quite a strong case to be made that Bitcoin could end up finding some resistance if it rises up to this level. So I don't think Bitcoin is out of the woods yet. I don't think that Bitcoin has a clear path up to an all-time high at the moment. And crucially, I think if we did end up getting rejected here or getting rejected here, this is the kind of correction that would shake out some weak hands, potentially trigger a little bit of panic, and that would be kind of what refuels the rocket ship for us to trade higher. We know how this works. We know very well that we need healthy corrections in a market like this in order to have good price action, in order to continue trending higher. Because just very recently, we have a very recent example of this. We had, you know, and let me show this to you on a clean chart so that it's not going to get confusing. It was only after we had this quite, you know, serious correction. Again, you know, for those of you who are just tuning in or just found this channel and you're not already subscribed, this correction was minus 31%. And, you know, from the high down to the low that we set, it took us 14 days. We were still kind of trending downwards for about 19 days. So we're looking at, you know, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks of trading downwards. But the reward that we got for this downward trading action was a massive explosion, plus 66% in 18 days. So it is only when we dip down that we have the strength to then recover on higher. And if you're not aware of these things, it'll really bite you in the ass. But fortunately here with the FORFLIES channel, we very much are aware of these things and the importance of them. And that's why this dump didn't take us by surprise. Because like I said, I was in a long position that I entered, and VIPs saw all the details about that long position. I told them about it as I was trading it, and I gave them updates on how I was taking profit and things like that. I did adjust my strategy on the fly. And that happens a fair bit because this market is very volatile. And what I decided to do was, with my long position that I entered somewhere around over here, I decided to close a bunch of it around here, and another bunch around here. I think this is where all of it was stopped out, and then my stop loss was around this kind of price level as well. So I ended up getting stopped out in profit, something like 30% profit, closed around 50% here, around 40% here, because I was trading it on leverage. You guys heard a beautiful explanation of what leverage means in the previous live stream, so go back to that one if you want to hear about it, or I can just cover it again today if we need to go over it again. But I did explain what leverage trading means, what it entails. Of course, I'm using the Phemex platform to carry out my leverage trading among a few others. These guys are absolutely great, and the link to them is in the description below, where you can get some free money to trade with, depending on the size of your deposit. You don't need to make a big deposit in order to qualify for those free bonuses as well. So it's well worth checking out the description. And if you want to learn how to trade on it, then you can type this into YouTube and find my tutorial. UK viewers, you can't do this because your government hates you. Moving on, I do think that there's some chance of us finding resistance here and then potentially falling back down to the previous all-time high level. Let's move back to the Coinbase chart so I can show you what that might look like. And I think that this would make a lot of sense. On the way up, we ended up coming back down to backtest this level and then bouncing up, which was absolutely beautiful. I think that would make a lot of sense if we ended up falling down to this level. And actually, I think it's worth drawing a box because we could fall down anywhere in this area, and I think it would still make a lot of sense. So something that looks a little bit like this, potentially just dropping a little bit deeper into this zone, I think would be very, very healthy for the market. Again, just because, you know, we are in this kind of short-term downtrend. What is this spam? My goodness. Wow. You guys really don't give up. Phil, I'm sure you're seeing these comments, just a few of them. Just the guys spamming all caps, just put them in a timeout. We don't need to ban them, just put them in the naughty corner. But the reason I want the chat to be clean is because if I ever have, oops, I'm sorry for that, headphone users. If I ever have connection issues, then the stream chat will tell me about that, and it's very useful. But yeah, right here, I do think that it makes a lot of sense for us to dump lower, and kind of the lower we go in the range, the better, in my opinion. It's just going to start scaring people. It's going to start making things a little bit less predictable, I think, a little bit crazier in this market. And that's what can really, you know, make people feel hopeless temporarily or whatever. It can wash out some of the new blood that's come in and really scare a lot of people. So I will go to Ethereum soon. Bear with me. I'm just going to finish this Bitcoin analysis. We can go as low as 42,000. We can even go as low as 41,000 in my opinion, and we will still be good. So I'm looking at kind of anywhere between this range. Ideally, we don't fall below this box. Ideally, we will not fall below this box. However, if we do, then like I said, you know, going down even as low as 40,000 would still be okay in my books. And the reason it would still be okay is if I do zoom out, I have to use the 1 hour time frame for this. If I do zoom out, we can see that Bitcoin kind of found support off these levels all the way down to $40,000 pretty much. I can actually draw a big box here to show you what this might look like. You know, I'm seeing another kind of support zone that stretches a little bit like this. You know, crucially, we previously set an all-time high over here, then we rose above this level, and then we kind of just found support here. Then we even got a rejection here and another rejection here. So there is a lot of price action happening in this green box, which makes me think that this could be a final lifeline for Bitcoin. I think that it could absolutely be you know, the final kind of support level for Bitcoin to find some bounces. And right now, I mean, the more I look at this, the more it looks like, you know, this could just end up taking more legs down. And again, this wouldn't be surprising at all. This wouldn't be concerning at all. Shout out to Peter Kinge in the comments. 1,000 people watching, but only 240 likes. So if we can shoot up those likes, if you're liking this analysis already, if you enjoyed the analysis yesterday, that was 100% spot on in the market, and you're expecting and you're wanting more of that, then please shoot up those likes for more of these live streams. As we know already, YouTube is not delivering notifications for these live streams right now, not doing it properly. And so the more you hit the like button, the more actual subscribers of this channel will get notified about this live stream. It does work because we've done it, and the more you like it, the more the views do actually go up, which makes a lot of sense, I think. So please do smash them up if you're enjoying this. Once again, let's go for 500 and then 1,000. I'm planning on sticking with you guys for quite a while tonight. I'm going to take all of your questions as usual, but not yet. So this is the bounce zone that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. If we drop below this bounce zone, I will start to get a little bit concerned. I'm going to take us back onto the Gemini chart now, where I have all of my green boxes. And once again, we've got this green box here. Actually, it could be stretched a little bit further down. The next support zone I would see for Bitcoin is around $39,000, $38,000. However, this support area, in my opinion, is a very big support area. So if Bitcoin falls below the support area, that to me would mean that this market is actually quite bearish. If we get down this low and we fall below this level, it would make me think that the market has lost a lot of strength, and the strength of the bulls more particularly would be even stronger. The bears. It would make me think that the bears, the people who want the price down, they would be quite strong, I think, if they got the price below $40,000. So this is a weak support level, and I think that in the face of strong bears, this weak support level is not going to hold. So I would actually scratch this out. I don't think Bitcoin will find support here. I think Bitcoin would end up plummeting all the way down to $34,000 to $35,000, which would be a further $5,000 down. Now, broadly speaking, this still wouldn't be bad. From our current price levels down to this green box, we're looking at a minus 20% drop, which is fine. From the all-time high down to this green box, we're looking at minus 25 to minus 28%. Again, this is fine, but I don't think that it's going to happen. I think that it's quite unlikely Bitcoin is going to fall below this area. I'm just saying that if it does, I would expect to find some support here, and it would shake my confidence. It would make me think that actually Bitcoin might not be in such a healthy trend. It would be a little bit surprising, to be honest, if we ended up falling down all the way here. It's not that I would turn bearish unless we drop down here really quickly, then probably yes, but it's not necessarily that I would turn bearish, but I would definitely get concerned. I can't lie about that. I don't want to talk about dropping lower because I just don't think it's likely. The main thing that I think would happen is, even if we do end up kind of falling out from this level, which we appear to be doing actually while we're talking, so that was pretty beautiful. Look at that. Already mentioned that I think it's more likely we'll drop. I don't know how much this drop will stick, but I'm looking at falling all the way down here, down to about $40,000. I think would make a lot of sense for Bitcoin right here. This is beautiful. Look, this is happening exactly on cue. So hopefully we just keep on dropping lower and lower. Let me see what else we've got here. So I want to show you some of the Ichimoku clouds, different things like that. Let's take a look at where this support lies. Bam, right there. I don't think it could be better than this. If Bitcoin ends up falling down here over the next few hours, going into the early hours of the 11th, the Thursday of this week, I think Australians and all that are already in Thursday, but if we end up dipping down into the cloud just over the next hours, I think this is going to bring us a lot of support. The 1 hour Ichimoku cloud here has actually been quite reliable since Bitcoin started to gain, this is not a spread, but since Bitcoin started trending again, it's already been very reliable. Look, we got 1, 2 bounces, maybe even 3, depending on if you count this one over here. We've already got on a small bounce off the cloud, but I think we could end up penetrating it quite a bit more and then ending up pumping higher. I think that would make a lot of sense in this market. It would be very, very healthy as well, in my opinion. So we've got some very nice Ichimoku support around this area. What I'm doing over here, ladies and gents, is I'm looking for confluence now. I've done my core analysis. My core analysis tells me that Bitcoin should hopefully fall down to this kind of price area. It would make me feel very, very bullish. It would make me very excited. But now I'm looking to see, do other indicators confirm what I'm saying? And so the Ichimoku cloud on the 1 hour time frame, which we've now seen is quite reliable in my opinion, does confirm what I'm seeing. The exponential moving average ribbon on the 4 hour time frame also confirms what I'm saying over here, that there is a lot of support on the momentum for this chart right now. And again, as soon as we gain that spread on the 4 hour EMA, look, we got a beautiful bounce on this. So the only time this indicator is useful, in my opinion, is when we have a spread and it worked. I wouldn't even look at the indicator at times like this. And when we did have a spread, it was still very reliable as resistance. And so, when we do have a spread, this is the only time I consider it. And right now the spread is massive, which tells me that there should hopefully be a lot of support just with momentum. So I think that makes a lot of sense. We've now got 2 indicators alongside my normal just horizontal support resistance areas, which tell me that we should find support here. If you don't know what the EMA ribbon is, then I've made a video on it, a tutorial explaining exactly how to acquire this indicator and how to use it, and my best practices, all in this video. So you can pause this live stream right now and type this into YouTube on a different tab, and you can get that video ready to watch once you're done with this live stream. EMA FORFLIES. Type this in and you'll see that video. If you don't know how to use the Ichimoku cloud, then I have the same thing for the Ichimoku cloud as well. Both of these videos are part of the FORFLIES Academy courses. However, these ones, they are free for you to watch on YouTube. So if you want more information on the full courses that we offer with all of the content available to you inside of the VIP group, courses, different things like that, then you can just message me directly. This will take you into a direct chat with me by clicking on the first link in the description down below, clicking on the @FORFLIES at the bottom of any post in FORFLIES Gold, and then click on send message to ask me how to join VIP, ask me about the course, different things like that. So right there, I'm seeing a beautiful confluence now with 3 different pieces of TA. I also want to see what the daily chart is telling me. I don't think the daily chart is going to be super useful, and it doesn't look like it is, but I'm curious anyway because I haven't looked at it for a little bit. So daily chart is showing us a lot of support in the low 30k range, and I think that does make quite a bit of sense. What are we saying? FORFLIES in the window? What's going on in the window? What do you mean FORFLIES in the window? I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, those are some of the support areas that I'm seeing for Bitcoin. Let's see if there's anything else. There's a Fibonacci retracement to draw for you, which it doesn't look useful to me, to be honest. I'm not going to show that. And then I want to take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum has been quite interesting over the past couple of days. It's been performing better than Bitcoin, and then worse than Bitcoin, and now better than Bitcoin again. So interesting to watch. It's found, oh, look at that, beautiful support found off the 1 hour Ichimoku cloud before, and again just today. So we've gotten some really nice bounce on the Ichimoku cloud right here. We've responded very well to this blue line on the chart, so I'm really happy with that. And right now, I mean, Ethereum has been setting all-time highs, and it has been very nice watching it move. But it has unfortunately dumped with the rest of the market, which I think is pretty normal. I think that's a very normal thing that could happen in this kind of market. So I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. I think that Ethereum still has a lot of potential to rise higher, but at the moment it doesn't look super clear as to what's happening, because I think that it is just you know, at the whim of what you know, Bitcoin does. Let me just make sure that there's no other things I'm missing. My analyst wants me to show you an ascending triangle, sorry, an ascending channel, which I will do in a second. In fact, let me get that ready now. And he also wants me to show you some Ichimoku support, which I already showed you. Beautiful. Very good analysis from our team recently. That's why we've been doing so well. Obviously, it's not just me running the group, running FORFLIES. It's not just me. I'm just the guy who presents it and does the bulk of the analysis, but there's a lot of other people behind what we do. And our analyst over here highlighting to me this ascending channel. This is usually a bearish sign in a market other than crypto. It usually indicates that over here the market was trending up with a lot of strength, and now the gradient with which the market is trending up has gotten weaker. And so again, I keep on giving you this analogy of a bomb, a torpedo. It would shoot up into the sky with a lot of momentum, and then eventually it would start to lose its momentum, and it would just crash right down, something a little bit like this. And so the reason that a lot of people would think that this kind of pattern is bearish is because, broadly speaking, there was a lot of momentum at the beginning, it lost momentum, and it losing momentum could be a sign that it will completely lose momentum and come crashing down. That's kind of the idea behind this kind of pattern. However, the other interpretation to this, which tends to be more realistic in the crypto space, is that they actually, you know, they end up trending high, and now they're supposed to start trending lower. You know that classic staircase pattern that I talk to you about all the time? The market is supposed to do this, but it's too excited, so it just keeps slowly trending higher, and then it just pumps out above anyway. It's not normal that markets do this, but in crypto it is. In crypto this is super common, and actually we just came out of one. I was showing this to you quite a bit. Let me show it to you again really quickly. We just came out of quite a big one over here. Look at this. Again, same deal. Ethereum right here had a very strong uptrend, and then it lost momentum. All of you guys with your RSI indicator very excited by this, I'm sure, obviously being wrong again. It lost momentum here, but realistically what it meant for Ethereum was that even when it was supposed to be consolidating, people were not letting Ethereum set lower lows. People were making it set higher lows, and Ethereum's highs kept on getting higher as well. So there were a lot of signs of bullish energy in the market, and that's what ended up making it take its next very aggressive leg up. This is quite a defining characteristic of the trend. If we go to something like Bitcoin and we take a look at what Bitcoin does, Bitcoin has done this quite a few times. You guys on this channel who've been watching for anything longer than a couple of months, those of you who are subscribed, I've already covered this with you, and our analysis on the channel was completely spot on correct when I was talking about this with you. So it went something a little bit like this. Let me replay the chart. So once again, if you were subscribed to the channel, you would have seen this perfectly. If you're not already subscribed, then please go ahead and do that now. This is very time-sensitive content, and even if you watch this channel regularly, you won't get notified for all of the live streams. Someone in the comments mentioned that they got notified about the live stream about 20 minutes late, which is useless. I mean, you know, now the live stream has already started and you've missed out on a bunch of stuff. So you guys joining in early are really getting the real deal. As we're coming in, please smash up the likes if you're enjoying this analysis so far. It's going to get a lot better because I'm about to start going through your questions. So if you do have any questions today, please, once again, tag me at FORFLIES in the comment section. Literally type out my name like I've just done in the chat so that I can see your question. If you don't tag me, I won't assume that you're asking me a question because there are a lot of comments that just are not questions and I can't read them all. So right here, Bitcoin showing this very same characteristic, and you know, we've talked about this a lot on the channel, and it absolutely has ended up meaning that Bitcoin ended up pumping higher. This is a move that I was trading. I went long on Bitcoin at roughly this level. It was a very, very nice trade, and traded Bitcoin all the way up to $17,000, which I did on, if I'm not mistaken, 10 times leverage, something like that, something big. And the profit that I made was actually 380% profit. So a very, very big profit. Obviously, I closed my position at earlier points, but the maximum gain that I closed was 380% profit, which is nearly a 4 times gain, or 5 times gain, actually. Very, very impressive gain. Did the same thing again by trading Bitcoin from 24K up to about 28K over here. Again, these are small ranges. You guys are really noticing a very strong pattern now, especially VIPs. I trade quite small ranges, but I trade them really well, really clean, and really quickly. I want to be in and out. And I say quickly as though I day trade. That's not the case. I mean, these trades take days, right? I entered the trade on the 25th of December over here, and I closed it, you know, around the 1st of January, right? So this trade took me multiple days. Again, the recent long position I was in for a couple of days. I don't day trade or anything like that. I'm not sitting behind the computer all day. I actually find it mildly offensive when people think I do that, because I love being outside and living life. But what I do is I plan my trades well in advance, and from that point they're pretty much just automated. I don't need to do anything. All my orders are set, everything is ready to go in the exchange. There's nothing for me to do other than monitor it whenever I get the free time. And that's exactly what my trading style has been for a very, very long time, and VIPs have seen how I'm implementing that in my daily trading. We've had some amazing successes in VIP over the past little bit. I really need to refresh these testimonials, but you guys have seen these. Bam, plus 52% profit here, plus 59% here, you know, making another £4,000 with 166% profit over here. Lots of very, very nice gains, and a lot of people, you know, gaining confidence in their trades, feeling more calm and less anxiety when they're trading as well, which is super, super impressive. A lot of people now actually limiting their losses after joining VIP. So it's not just these gains, but also losses being limited as well. This guy winning on Ethereum and Bitcoin at the same time, and then exercising good risk management. Again, this is what really gets me excited, because I've been there, I've been through all the highs and the lows, and seeing that people are pulling big money, you know, a whopping 80k AUD, Australian dollars, and putting it into buying a house for him and his partner, for his family, you know, but then still trading in quite safe ways. This is what I really, really like. This guy over here showing me that he's made just under £4,000, regained 25% of the loss he had before he joined VIP. And actually, with this testimonial, with this follow-up message about a week later, mentioned that he's now gained almost half. By the way, I'm curious. I know you're watching. Please let me know. Have you made progress there? If you want to let me know, you don't have to, obviously. But have you made progress? Are you above halfway? Are you below? I'm curious to find out. But right here, definitely a very, very cool message, because this guy's regained quite a bit of his losses. But you can see right here in this message, this guy woke up to another £4,000 profit, and he could have had 8 if he didn't overmanage his trade. But he decided that a guaranteed 4,000 profit was better than a possible 8,000 profit, you know, or possibly just losing nothing, possibly having even nothing. So Again, this guy choosing the safe route, but still making big money. This guy who bought a new house, or is going to buy a new house,